All right, so let's do 57. Maybe we'll be two daf ahead. The first daf is a little long, but the second one is quite short. So let's just try to cover some ground. So we said in the bottom of 56 that there was a Jew and an idolater who were treading wine together, and Shmuel waited 3 months three festivals, 6 months to a year, until he rendered it'll be more than a year if it's from no, not more than a year, but it could be more than 6 months. It could be 7-8 months before he would render a psak. The mashkachas tanad also Rabbi Nosson oisrina fila banuel, because if he found a Tana who prohibited it, like Reb Nosson, he would prohibit even for Hanoah, for benefit to Sanya. We have a Brisa, Madadai, Ben Viad ben Beregel Yimacher, Rabbi Nosson and Rabbi Viad Aser Beregel Mutter. So Reb Nosson said that if a pagan measured a Jew's wine level, whether by hand or by foot, he could sell it. It's prohibited. It's not kosher to drink, but it's still, you could sell. Rabbi Nosson may be ad aser beregel mutter. Rabbi Nosson said if it's by hand, you can't even sell it. It's aser b'anoah. But by foot, to measure by foot, that's permitted. Seems that there's no. It might not be kosher to drink, but it's permitted to sell to have anoah. Rabbi Nosson b'yad v'regel miyamar. So Reb Nosson. So then, what's Shmuel saying? Reb Nosson said that Reb Nosson is machmir. No, that Reb Nosson prohibits. No, Reb Nosson says by foot it's permitted. So what is Ella? The mashkachas tan deshari Rabbi Shimon asharia fil b'shtia. So Shmuel held the opposite. If he found someone like Reb Shimon who permitted it, he would permit it even to drink. So you really want to be lenient. So there was a story in Biram. There was a pagan who climbed a palm tree. And he brought down a lulav. But the kanachis naga bereisha the lulav b'chamad shalei b'kavana. As he brought down, he touched the tip of the wine with his lulav by accident. Shari leila zbuni la'akum. So Rav said you could sell it to pagans. You can have hanah, but you can't drink it. Amalei Rav Kahana or Rav Asi Rav. Rav Kahana said Rav Asi Rav. V'ha mar huda mar tinik v'nyemo hu I see a nesech. So how could it be when you're the one who said that a 1 day old baby pagan makes yayin nesech even without any intent? So marlu eimu da amri ana b'shtia, but nami amri. So Rab said, no, that's only saying it's not really yayin nesech. It's only that it's prohibited to drink. And we're just colloquially calling it yayin nesech, but it's only an iser d'Rabbanan, but there's which means it's aser to drink, but it's prohibited to drink, but there's no iser hanoah, there's no prohibition against deriving benefit from selling it. Gufa. So what does he say? Amar Rav tinik ben Yomi oisi yayin nesech. But wait a second, like we said, the 1 day old child makes it yayin nesech, which would seem to mean that it's it's aser. It's actually yayin nesech midoraisa, and it's aser ba'anoah. It's prohibited. It's a biblical prohibition. It's prohibited to have benefit. Rav Shimi bar Chia Rav. So Rav Shimi bar Chia challenged Rav against this. Someone buys Canaanite slaves from a pagan, and he gave them a bris, he circumcised them, but he didn't put them in the mikveh yet. So too maidservants, Canaanite maidservants, weren't converted yet, and they circumcised the children, didn't dunk them in the mikveh yet. Rukan Midrasim V'Shuk Tameh. Their spittle and something that they were carried on, Midras, where he rested his weight upon, are Levitically impure. But some say the opposite, that they're pure. So, Yeinan, about the wine, the adult ones make it Yain Nesach, but the children don't. What level, what's the legal, by Jews we have that a girl is 12 years old, and a boy is 13 years old, and there are other considerations as well. When do we just consider a Canaanite slave who's not converted? When do we consider a Gentile to be an adult or a minor? So for a Gentile, it's a much younger age. There's a whole. I remember Rabbi Fishbane told us that he learned from Badal Chaim, that he learned from Rav Gusman Zechar Nevrach a whole Shakavatari, a whole pilpul about this with the din of the Ger Katan. With a Gentile, an adult is considered someone who understands what idolatry is about and all of the things that are next to it, and a child doesn't know about this. Katani miyas, so that's why he says that the adults make yain nesach and the children don't. So who is this with the sons born to the Canaanite maidservants? We should say Vaha chen kamar, and so too we say here Arukan Midrasan. Brisa says also, so it means it's both. So the Gemara answers that when both categories are their spit and something they leaned on. Nichlan damar tameh. So that's according to the opinion that says that they're impure. Laman damar tar ma'ik lamemer. But according to the opinion that they're pure, what are we talking about? Ir hakmash malan. So this is just telling us that a Canaanite slave that wasn't toiveled yet is just like a maid servant, Canaanite maid servant. The children of maid servants. Even if they were circumcised, but they didn't put them in the mikveh yet, they make yain nesach. And if you did give them a bris and you did put them in the mikveh, then they don't make yain nesach. So too with Canaanite slaves. Only after you had both the circumcision and the mikveh, then they don't make yain nesach. Then their wine is kosher. So the pukim of Rav Nachman Amar Shmuel. This is different than Rav Nachman said name Shmuel. Rav Nachman Amar Shmuel. So Rav Nachman said name Shmuel. Lekech Avodah min ha'akum afal pishem olav v'tavlu. Oisin yain nesach asher tishka akum mipiyim. That if you buy Canaanite slaves, even though you circumcise them, you dunk them in the mikveh, they still make yain nesach until they stop talking about idols, whether the worship or sometimes even you hear people they'll mention the name of an idol when they're cursing, in a time when they're angry, So k'mash melandalo. So this shows us no. That it's not the case. So what does it mean? As long as they're not actually worshipping idols. If they're actually worshipping idols, it doesn't matter. They make yain nesach kufa. So because a Jew also does. So the text says, Amar of Nachman and Shmuel. Nachman said in Shmuel, Keach avodim in ha'akum, afal pishem olav v'tavlu, oisin yain nesach hachetishka akum mipiyim. But if Nachman said in Shmuel, then no. Even if you buy Canaanite slaves from pagans, even after they're circumcised and you dunk them in the mikveh, they are still making yain nesach as long as they're mentioning idolatry v'chama. So how long is that? Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi Shnei Maser Chodesh. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi says it takes about a year, 12 months, till they really have outgrown the idolatry. It should be a natural thing. Ace for Rabbi Rav Nachman. So Rabbi challenged Rav Nachman. If you buy slaves from a pagan and they were circumcised, they didn't immerse, So to maid servants, the circumcised were not immersed. Mukin midrasan bashuk tame. What? For what? Yeah, I'll take care of it when I'm done. I'm almost done. So their spit and the things they leaned on that you find in the marketplace is Levitically impure. And some say that it's pure. So there's different versions. Now we're on Amud Beis. By the way, Yainam, like we said before, as far as wine, the adults make it not kosher, and the children don't. Once again, we ask, when are they adults and when are they children? What's the where's the break cut off? Once again, we said the adults understand idolatry and the children don't. So they're much younger than what we call an adult or a child in Judaism. But still, the Bryce is still teaching us that the ones, even after they're circumcised, but until they're dunked in the mikveh, they do make yain nesach, but once they're dunked in the mikveh, they don't. Targma b'nei shvachas. So again, it's talking about children born to Canaanite maidservants. V'chenu katani, but it says an also. So rukun midrasan. We're just repeating the same thing again. The spit and the things they lean on. So that makes sense according to the opinion that says it's impure. The one that says it's pure, what are we answering? Hakamash Malan, so this is what we're saying. Slaves are like children born to Canaanite maidservants. That with both the slaves that are bought and children that are born as slaves, the adult until they're dunked in the mikveh, the adults can make the wine not kosher and the children can't, for both. The pukid midarav. Of course, all of this is theoretical. We don't have slaves today. So it's all a mental exercise. In those days, it also wasn't so common. The pukid midarav, and also it's precluding the opinion of Rav Damarav. So Rav said, at least not in America, we're not supposed to have slaves. The fact of the matter is there are Muslims who own slaves, more slaves that are owned in Middle Eastern countries today than all the time that in America there was slavery. But I digress. Pukin Rav, this goes against what Rav said. Rav, because this is showing that we don't agree with Rav's opinion that a one-day-old child makes yayin nesech. It shows that it doesn't. Who did I have in Mechayza? So we're going to go to another subject. There was a story that happened in Mechayza, the name of a town. A pagan came to a Jew's store. Do you have wine to sell? He said no. The Jew said no. So the pagan saw there was a bucket with wine, and he stuck his fingers in it and moved it around. He said, "Isn't this wine?" So the storekeeper took the bucket and threw it into a cask of wine. So now the question is all the wine? Not only was it, he got so angry that he messed up. He took the wine that was kosher. Now it's not kosher. And he threw it into his kosher wine. So now what is he supposed to do? Shari Rav Luzbin Lakum. So Rav said he could still sell it to pagans. Apligale Rav Huna Bar Chinana Rav Huna Breder Rav Nachman. So Rav Huna, the son of Bar Chinana, and Rav Huna, the son of Nachman, said to Rav, "No, you can't sell it." Naabke Shapur the Rav Visharo. Rav's announcers, his heralds, the shofars, they went to announce his psak. They wanted to proclaim that it's permitted. V'navka Shapur to Rav Huna Rav Chinana Rav Huna Rav Nachman Vasvei. Whereas Rav Huna Bar Chinana's people and Rav Huna Bar Nachman's people went out and blew shofars and said it's not kosher. Rav Huna Breder Rav Nachman. So we'll leave it as a cliffhanger, and we'll leave it to the next video to have the answer of what the halach is here. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. All the best. Take care.